Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our very first English evenings of this semester. I'm the moderator of today's event, Alpha. We have our honor to invite Miss Anna Yu, the English instructor from Hong Kong UST, to be our guest of honor today, and she will be sharing some basic tips on how to present well on LinkedIn. May I now pass the floor to Ms. Yu.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anna, and it's been my privilege to be able to come and share with you some tips how to use LinkedIn to reach out to a global network of friends, alumni, and to seek any kind of opportunities that may help you with regard to your future employment in internships and full-time positions. So first, I would like to share with you the of our evening. Okay, so today's workshop is called ACES Go Places because all of you are actually ACES in Chinese University of Hong Kong. And so we are going to talk about how to use LinkedIn to help you go different places that you desire. The objectives of this particular workshop is to help each and every one of you to become an ACE LinkedIn candidate through creating an all-star profile and connecting to knowledge workers all throughout the world and to engage them to grow your personal network. Our agenda for today is to, first of all, help understand the changing workplace that we are encountering in the year 2020 and beyond, to learn how the reach of LinkedIn help you become a citizen while with in Hong Kong. So first of all, I'd like to share with you two numbers. The first one is 2003, and the second one is 2020, which is this year. Perhaps you are a little bit young, and you may not realize that these two numbers have something in common. And if I show you a second set of number, which is 28 countries, 8,000 cases, and 774 deaths. And so the other set of numbers would be 188 countries and areas. And we're talking about 33 million cases, over 1 million deaths. I'm sure by now you already know what I'm referring to. Yep. In 2003, very likely before you were born, there was the SARS, an epidemic that happened in a lot of Asian countries. And Hong Kong was particularly strong. And so this year, with COVID-19, we are experiencing a lot of changes in the workplace. Because you are very young, I'm not sure whether you have heard your parents share with you some stories regarding the situation in Hong Kong before SARS. And I can tell you that when it comes to employment during that time, everything was rosy. Hong Kong before SARS was a very different city and workplace, with people enjoying at least 13 months salary with permanent positions. And so at that time, the manufacturing industry was also doing quite well. However, after SARS in the year 2003, all these were changed. Well, no more 13-month salary, no more bonuses, but almost everybody would only receive a 12-month salary, and jobs began to change from permanent positions to contract jobs. And so the manufacturing industry also changed to service industry, where we have a lot of professional people working in finances, working in insurance, and so a lot of people working in hospitality industries like hotel, like catering, and so merchandising as well. And so it's completely changed the employment landscape in Hong Kong. And your Hong Kong during COVID this year, I'm sure all of us know what is going on with a lot of people working from home, with a lot of school children attending online classes. All of you right now are attending online classes as well. And a lot of people buying things online, food items, clothing items, you name it, everything simply has gone online. And I think this is not only affecting all of us, but affecting the workplace as well. Hong Kong after COVID, what would it be like when it comes to salary? What would it be like when it comes to the contract jobs or the service industry? I guess nobody has a crystal ball to share and to guess what it will be like. But some of the changes are already underway. Over here, we have a total of 17 corporations in the world. Guess what is in common between all of them? They are all telling their employees that they can work from home for an indefinite number of months in the future. And none of these companies have any definite plan for their staff to return to the workplace, to return to the office to work. So if we are talking about the world being changed in this sense, what is going to happen to all of us locally in Hong Kong, I really cannot predict. But I would like to share with you one particular personal experience of mine to let how it's changing. And begins with called Apple. At the end of August, I encountered great difficulty because somehow my password to my iPhone, and I tried many different times contacting Apple their support and ask what can I do? Is there something I can do to unlock my password? You allow me to reset my password. And because the help that I got was not helpful, so maybe I should try and talk to the service officer using English. And immediately I found that I was talking to somebody, definitely not in Hong Kong. And more than once I called their office and I was given the opportunity to talk to different staff. And I guess they're not in Hong Kong. And their working hours is Hong Kong time, Monday to Sunday from 9 to 6. So it really brings me to this question. What will the employment scenery, what internships and job opportunities be like after the pandemic, when so many huge corporations in the world are beginning to change their work practice? So I would like to ask all of you to think. With all these social media with all of these social media platforms that many of us or all of us have accounts in, which ones of these will help you reach out to employers and recruiters in different countries and in different industries and in different companies? Yes? I guess you all know LinkedIn. Perhaps you may wonder, why? Well, let me share with you some numbers. With regard to LinkedIn, they do have 675 million monthly users. And among all these people, about half of them are active users. And among all these active users, about 1/3 of them, over 100 million of them, are active daily users, meaning that they would log into their LinkedIn account to check out on the posts given by their friends and to try and find jobs and do all sorts of things over there. And among all these users, there are 46 million students, and fresh graduates. And among all these people that are aged between 18 to 24, 87 million of the millennials are active users of LinkedIn. And surprisingly, about 11 million of them are in decision-making positions, meaning that they are in charge of recruitment, they are in charge of purchasing, they make all kinds of decisions in companies, in startups. And among all the LinkedIn users, about 90 million of them are senior level influencers, meaning that they could be managers, they could be senior managers, they could be directors. And 63 million of them are in decision-making positions. 10 million of them are C-level executives. These are the CEOs, CFOs, CIOs, all the chief executive positions. And there are many, many internships opportunities that we can reach out, we can find in LinkedIn. So what I would like to do is to help you understand that there are over or close to 30 million companies with LinkedIn corporate accounts. And there are 20 million of open job listings per month in LinkedIn with 100 million job applications per month. When you think about these numbers, it, in a way, is kind of daunting. However, this is the workplace that we are facing in the world right now. And when it comes to all these LinkedIn accounts that we can use to help ourselves go and do a search, okay? So please allow me to go and get into my LinkedIn and show you how to search, okay? I need to go to Chrome. Okay, thank you. Here, this one. All right, thank you very much. You can see over here, this is my personal LinkedIn account. And what I would like to do is to show you how to search for the internships and search for entry-level positions over here. So what you need to do is to go and find the search button, and then you just type the word internship. Immediately, you will find internship in jobs, internship in people, and internship in groups. So I would like to choose internship in jobs. All right, now, immediately you will see all these internships positions available in Hong Kong. Perhaps you may ask, why Hong Kong? Because my location, my account location is in Hong Kong. So immediately the algorithm of LinkedIn will automatically pull out all the internship opportunities that are available in Hong Kong at this moment for people to check out and find as much information as they would like to. For example, Blackstone Real Estate Finance intern, and then for example, over here we have summer internship, winter internship for wealth management in this company called AIA, and then for example, Student Innovation Challenge 2020 internship opportunities at Fidelity International Hong Kong. If you are interested in finding internships in other locations, what you need to do is to click on this button, okay, where it will give you filters. For example, I'm looking for internships in a certain country, Then what I need to do is to type, okay, wait, here. If I'm interested in finding internships in London, how about that? So what I do is I just type in London, England, United Kingdom, and then immediately you will find all these internships available in London. For example, AWS commercial sales internship, and then we have product design, summer internship, and then your HR internship and all these things. And if you are interested, I would like to go and find an internship opportunity in Sydney, Australia. So what I need to do is just simply, okay, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. I just click on this, and then you will be able to find all these student industrial designer, summer internship, 2021 internship program, Unilever, Australia. So all of these are available at your fingertips. So now you understand why we say that this is a very good platform for you to search for all these different internship opportunities. And you can set up filters to go and do even more research. Like, okay, I'm looking for internship position. And there's certain industry that I would like to go and find internships in, maybe computer software. Okay, so I've set internship, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, and then computer software. I click onto this button, apply. And immediately you find all the student engineering in manufacturing, in biomedical, industry, in industrial design, you name it, they'll show it to you. So you can see that this is a very, very convenient way to look for all kinds of opportunities that may be available to all of you. And after sharing with you all this, remember we say that you can also find full-time job positions over here. And remember, we say that we are looking for internships, but at the same time, we also do other kinds of search. Okay, so let me try again. Typing in internship, and then okay, wait, I need to go back, stop my search. All right, here. For example, I would like to find internship in companies. There's a certain company that I would like to go and find out about. So all these, okay, search results, for example, internship institute, internship in Japan, internship in London, Belgium, internship fresher, referring to people with fresh graduates, who are fresh graduates. You can join all these different groups to get your tips, to get your advice, and to connect with people that could be working from HR positions, and then you're giving advice and you're talking to like-minded young people as well. And as I mentioned, okay, if you would like to look for jobs, okay, if you would like to look for jobs, what you need to do is simply go and type in jobs, and you can find all these different groups, all these different companies in different places that will help you to find job opportunities. So let me go and do a little bit more. Okay, now instead of finding jobs, let me go and wait. I need to go and find jobs with filters. Okay, for example, experience level. I'm looking for entry-level position. So I just apply this filter. And what you can find is the full-time entry-level positions for jobs in Australia. And it will pull out and show you all these different jobs that you can find in data entry or whatsoever. And if I want to apply another filter, for example, I'm looking for a certain kind of industry. It could be consulting. So I just type in consulting, and then I apply this particular filter, and I can find all these different opportunities for, okay, graduate accountant, business services, you're in a consulting company, and then your integrated ERP integration software developer, and then your junior business development, your all of these entry-level positions, you're relating to consulting in Australia. So LinkedIn is really a very, very useful platform for people to search for internship opportunities and full-time job opportunities, no matter what location you desire to search for. And so perhaps let me go back to my PowerPoint. Okay. PowerPoint, please. Thank you. Okay, so what do I press? All right, thank you. Okay, I have just shown you that you can use LinkedIn to search for different kinds of internships and work opportunities. So perhaps you may wonder, okay, it's nice to know all these opportunities available for me to apply. But how can I make use of these opportunities to attract the eyeballs of recruiters and talent recruitment managers and whatsoever? Then that is what we are here to do, to help you. With LinkedIn, what you need to do is to set up an account. I'm sure that all of you know that, as we mentioned, there are so many different people, companies with active LinkedIn accounts. It would be nice to know that there are close to 5.5 million accountants, 3 million MBA graduates, and 6 million IT decision makers that you can connect to. And as we have mentioned, there are 90 million senior level influencers and 63 million in decision-making positions, 10 million in chief executive positions. So what we need to do is to become an ACE LinkedIn candidate so that we can reach out to all these people and connect to all these knowledge workers. And when you need to create your LinkedIn account and make yourself an ACE candidate, step one is to create an all-star profile for yourself. Perhaps you may wonder, why do I need to become an all-star profiler? Because it's 40 times more likely for you to be identified by recruiters, and you will attract 3 times more profile traffic from searchers, from the feed, and your own network. Before I show you how to do this, let me share with you one example from my student who graduated about 10 years ago and who is now working in Australia. She is an auditor with her CPA qualifications obtained in Hong Kong, and she went to work holiday in Australia for 1 whole year. And afterwards, she decided to stay in Australia to look for a job. And after she landed on her first job, she said, one day she was approached by a recruiter on LinkedIn, and the recruiter asked her, would you be interested if I have this position available for you? And she immediately responded and said, yes, I would like to try out. I'm interested. And she got her current job because of that. So it really tells you that what you need to do is to develop and cultivate your LinkedIn account, because there are 10,000 professional recruiters on LinkedIn daily looking at people's profiles and recruiting for their companies. This is one LinkedIn account that I created as a dummy to show you. If you are a fresh new user to LinkedIn, then you're very likely you will tell LinkedIn that I'm a student at Chinese University of Hong Kong, and then you will see this bar at the bottom that says profile strength, and that you are a beginner. Now, what does it mean by that? First of all, LinkedIn will ask you to fill in the following kinds of information about yourself, like your experience, any current or past part-time, summer job, full-time job, whatsoever. please just include the company name, the date when you started work, and the date when you ended this particular position. Include your education information. And of course, all of you are Chinese university students, just include your Chinese university. And if you would like to, you can also include your secondary school information as well. But later on, after you graduate, then perhaps you can skip and remove your secondary school information. And another very important thing for you to become an all-star profiler is to include at least 5 different skills. It can be your knowledge of software, Microsoft Office, Office 365, or it can be your programming language, anything that you know, Python, C++, or just anything simple, perhaps your communication ability in terms of your language skills, English, Chinese, Cantonese, Mandarin, anything. And whether you have any organization skills like time management, planning, marketing skills, anything, as long as you have 5 or more. And please also remember to include a profile photo, one that is shot professionally. Later on, I will explain why. And try to connect to all the friends that you can find on LinkedIn. Why do you need to have a professional headshot for your profile photo? Because profiles with professional headshots actually get 14 times more profile views compared to when you just upload a casual photo of you hiking with your friends. We would like to see your big smile, and so are the recruiters. And when it comes to your profile, there's one place where we call it the banner. It's the place where you see any kind of graphics about yourself, and you can include up to 120 characters with a headline where you give a very simple description of yourself. And after that, you have 2,000 characters to give a very short summary of yourself, whether it is your interests or your expertise, what is your major, and any special interests you may have, you can include in there. And after helping yourself to become an all-star candidate with at least 5 skills, 50 or more connections, and then with a photo and your information about your education, then you are ready to move into step 2, which is to connect with knowledge workers. Because LinkedIn is such a professional network, and remember what we keep saying, it is highly likely you will be identified by recruiters if you connect to other people, and you will get 3 times more profile traffic from searches and the feed and your network when you connect to as many people as possible. Because your connections will become your potential professional and personal references who will give you a positive recommendation or perhaps even introduce you to their network. But a word of caution before you connect is that remember, all your friends, all your connections on LinkedIn will have access to each and every one of your connections. So please make sure that you connect with people who have positive impressions of you. And just like what we say, your network becomes other people's first-degree connections, and in short, their network connections become your second-degree connections. So your network keeps expanding. And you may ask, who can I connect to? People that you know and people that you trust. And what you need to do is to read their posts, and you are also able to find out about their job updates, their anniversaries, take a look at their photos in public and private shares, and you can also send messages to keep in touch with them. People that you may consider connecting to would be all of your university friends, like your classmates, people that you know, that you meet in old camps, your secondary school friends, and always remember your CUHK lecturers and professors. This will be a good resource for you to connect to because they can give you recommendations and they can give you references. Other than that, a very, very useful source will be CUHK alumni, particularly people that come from the same major, the same college, and they are active LinkedIn, not just users, but content creators as well. People that work in your desired industry or desired company. So what I would like to do next is to show you how to search for these people using your LinkedIn account, and you can connect to them. So help please, I need to connect to my LinkedIn account. Yes, thank you. All right. Now, over here, I've just shown you, how to connect to people, right? Okay. So what I need to do is I go back to my profile, okay? And then you're over here. What I need to do is to search for CUHK. All right, now CUHK, business school. And then you're over here, I can find, for example, if I would like to find any people working as human resource personnel, so I can type HR, okay? HR in people, first of all, HR in people. And then I go and find filters. Take a look at here. We have connections, first, second, and third. And then we have locations, and we have current companies, and we have schools. Can you find CUHK? I just click on the Chinese University of Hong Kong. And I would like to find out which one of the CUHK alumni working in, how about, for example, Amazon.com, okay? And let's see whether I can find them in, how about San Francisco? Okay, so I apply location, San Francisco, current companies, Amazon.com, and then your Chinese University of Hong Kong, apply. Let's see, are there any Chinese university people working in San Francisco? Oh, sorry, no, okay, but no worries. How about another company like Google? Wow, look, all these people here, LinkedIn member, San Francisco Bay Area, and your LinkedIn member. Let's take a look at this one. Oops, profiles out of your network have limited visibility. So this person does not allow me to go and take a look. Okay, too bad. Okay, let me try again. How about, let me try another company. Okay, not here, San Francisco, but you're just people from Chinese University. And in here, oops. Interesting. I should be able to find all these people and you'll be able to connect to them. I cannot do it now. I suspect here, because I am not using my home computer or my office computer, but you can find it in here, LinkedIn member, head of HR, China, Greater China at Invesco. This person is a CUHK alumni, and that with my account, because I have a premium account, I should be able to show that to you, but I cannot as of now. I do not know what is going on, so please pardon me, but this is how you can get altogether 3,200 results, okay, that are related to Chinese University alumni working in HR that you can connect to. All right, so can we go back to the slide, please? Thank you. Okay, now we have to go all the way back to our slides. Okay, something that I would like to show you is this. Now, this is your a slide that I created when I was at home, searching for all this. HR manager, management consulting in the United Kingdom and the Chinese University of Hong Kong. And these are the people that I pull out from that particular search. And these are people that are Chinese university graduates, your alumni working in different industries. And as you see that my slide shows that when I click on this connect button, I would be able to connect to them. But one word of caution is that before you click the connect button, please make sure that you become an ACE LinkedIn candidate for them to have good reason to want to get to know you and connect to you. Now, what we mean by become an ACE LinkedIn candidate is to make sure that you have done all this, plus some more, plus some more. And what is the some more is, first, make sure that you read these people's posts and make a comment or at least like their posts before you request to connect to them. And write a polite message to say hi to them before you connect to them, so that they will have a good reason to understand who are you, why should I want to connect with you, before you cultivate this new friendship on LinkedIn. A simple message that you can type would be, hi, Melinda, I read your post on whatever topic, and I find it very useful in helping me learn something, and I look forward to reading more of your posts in the future. Thank you very much for sharing. I mean, in this way, you are not just abruptly sending a connect message to people, and people will wonder, who are you? Are you real or are you fake? And they have more reason to understand and to connect to you. Particularly if you mention that you are a Chinese university student and you are very much interested to learn more about your whatever field that this new friend is an expert in. And another way is to join LinkedIn Career Explorer groups. These are groups where you can find people that are young, like you, university students or fresh graduates that are looking for jobs, and they will be able to share a lot of useful tips to you about where to find and your business etiquette, social manners, and things like that. Another way that you can make new friends is to join professional groups. For example, you are interested in human resource development. So go up to LinkedIn and find all those groups and join them to seek insider advice about your career development. And the third step to grow your network is to engage, meaning that you have to become an active LinkedIn user as well. Because among all the millions and millions of users, only 3 million share content weekly. And professional content in particular gets 15 times more content impressions than job postings. What you can do are one of two ways. Number one is what we refer to as curate posts, by reading and sharing posts from other people. And please remember, don't just share, but add your personal comments. And your good posts for curating would be industry news and research, and in-depth how to enlist style posts, quick tips related to your personal interests and expertise. And you may also create original posts by sharing your knowledge, your courses that you are taking, or so on, and adding a relevant and attractive photo. Make sure that you do any of these things. Somehow, LinkedIn users are very, very interesting group of people because they love to read long posts. And usually there would be some kind of visuals, and these are posts that are written in an factual and positive tone as well. I hope that my sharing would be useful. useful to all of you. And so I would welcome all of you in asking any kind of questions, and I would be more than happy to share with you my suggestions. So back to our moderator.
So thank you, Anna, for such a wonderful sharing. I can't wait to open a LinkedIn account. So may we now move on to the Q&A section. Please don't hesitate to raise a question. Anyone would like to raise a question? Please don't hesitate. Yeah, I see a question here.
Okay.
Like a student asked, what topics would you suggest for personal created accounts?
Okay. Now, about what kinds of posts would be interesting to other people, I will say anything that you have developed some knowledge. For example, you are a medical student, okay, or you are in medical technology. There's an article that you have read, or maybe it's a paper from your professor, or maybe it's just one short article in one of the magazines that you can find. Just by all means, share it. But please remember, whatever you share, add a little bit of your personal insights. Maybe 3 or 4 lines, that would be enough to add value to that particular post. And just like in any kind of social media platform, add hashtags as well. Because the hashtags will pop up when people search for information in this particular topic. I've seen my own students sharing all kinds of posts about robotics, about artificial intelligence, about software, anything that you personally are interested in, anything you find useful to you, it will likely also be useful to some other people among your network.
Here is a following question by me. So what kind of hashtag do you suggest when I post a post about myself?
Okay, now, for example, I'm interested in public speaking. So I think on Monday night, I share a post about a new technique that I learned about giving a presentation. And I immediately share that article, and at the bottom, I put down hashtag public speaking, hashtag presentation, hashtag one person who is very famous in that style of presentation. So all of these are, you can use anything that you can think of. And sometimes your LinkedIn will give you suggestions. For example, another interest of mine or expertise of mine is to help people revise their resume. So resume tips, resume writing, resume for jobs, all these kinds of hashtags. When you type in the word resume, LinkedIn will give you some suggestions.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. So any other students would like to, yeah.
All right. So are there any tips or advice for people that have minimal or no or little working experience? What I would suggest you to do is to include your voluntary work experience. Because your voluntary work experience as an NGO helper or as a student helper, or perhaps even your project work in the university, everything counts. Because with regard to LinkedIn, other than your experience, your education, they have all these different sections where you can include information about yourself. And of course, even better is you participate in all kinds of student activities. For example, like our moderator today, I encourage her to put down her position today as a moderator in her LinkedIn account, so that she can show to prospective employer that she has this experience of moderating a forum in this kind of a setting, training setting, workshop setting. And then we have 2 technical support over here, and so they can definitely put down their experience tonight as part of their voluntary work experience as well. So anything counts. Anything counts.
So it's important for us to engage in more activities in university, right?
Yeah. So you'll give yourself the opportunity to be exposed to all kinds of student activities, college organized events, particularly when you can practice your skills. Public speaking, management, organization, for example, marketing. You are one of the marketer for this event. So you'll think about all the things that you have done. You're creating posters, and then you're thinking of your marketing plan, having a timeline for promoting this particular event, and think about how many people you finally attracted to register for this workshop. All those numbers count. Every bit of the work that you have done for organizing this particular workshop, making it possible, count.
Yeah, thank you. So, any other questions?
I would suggest all of you to start looking around among all your friends in Chinese university, people taking the same course as you, people that you have met in your old camp, or people from another major, from another college. Start adding these people to your network, because everybody has to start from small. And earlier this evening, I was talking to all the people that make this particular workshop possible. The analogy of a game that maybe some of you have heard of, but very likely most of you haven't, is called Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi is your game that existed in the 90s, where you have a device. The device will hatch a chicken. And every day, almost every hour of the day, you have to feed the chicken, you have to play with it so that it will grow stronger, it will grow bigger, and all of those things. And your LinkedIn account is a little bit like that, because every week or every 2 or 3 days, you can go up there and then take a look at other people's posts, and then you'll find your friends over there, share content. And this is how you grow your network. This is how you grow your network.
So here is a question from me. So is there any advantages of using LinkedIn in compare with any other recruitment platform in Hong Kong, like the parttime.Hong Kong? Is there any advantages of LinkedIn?
I will say that I'm beginning to see somehow LinkedIn, particularly the big corporations that have their own page, kind of taking over many of the functions of the career centers in universities. Because when you think about it, the JITJAS is the collective platform for companies to post their jobs in universities. And then the career center would be the place where they would collect all the resumes, all the application forms from students. And I'm beginning to see that when students all create their own LinkedIn accounts and use LinkedIn to search for these kinds of internships or full-time positions, then the role of the career center will get smaller and smaller. However, when you are talking about, for example, jobsdb.com in Hong Kong, Indeed.com, a lot of these big platforms, they will continue to stay as another channel for companies to reach out to candidates and for candidates to apply for jobs as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, any other questions? If not, then we will pass to the next section. As a tradition of all language activities, we have a feedback form that we encourage you guys to fill in for us. So please scan the below QR code and fill in the feedback form. And here is a poster of our upcoming events of our language and culture committee. And here there are total 6 events altogether in this semester. We highly recommend you to follow and like our Facebook page. And the name is Language and Culture Committee, New Asia College CUHK in Facebook. Please go and follow our page, then you can get the most updated information of our upcoming events. So this is the end of today's events. Thank you so much of your attention, and we really appreciate that. So this is the end. Thank you. We invite Ms. Yu to say goodbye to us.
Thank you for coming, and I hope you find my sharing useful. And I look forward to seeing you sometime in the future in Chinese University. Bye.
Bye-bye.